Hello everyone, this is Professor Hitesh Madre, HOD, Computer Engineering Department of Praveen Patel College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to learn about the course Programming in C, Unit 1, Program Logic Development, and the topic is Flowchart. So what exactly is a flowchart? A flowchart is nothing but a diagrammatic representation of a sequence of the logical steps of a program. So you can say as it is a pictorial representation of your algorithm. Flowchart use simple geometric shapes to depict processes and arrows to show relation and process and data flow. The symbols of the flowchart. So basic symbols that we are going to use are the start and stop, process, the input output, decision, arrows, on page connector and off page connector. So we will see one by one. First is a start and stop symbol. It is used at the beginning and the end of an algorithm to show the start and end of the program. So this is the way how you represent the ellipse, the rectangular ellipse, to represent the start and the stop. Then the process, it indicates the processes like a mathematical operations, means if there is some processing going on, some steps to be performed, so that can be represented by this symbol. So it is represented by a rectangle. So if you have any process to be done, so it is represented by a rectangle. Input and output, used for denoting the program's input and output. So if you have a statement that accepts the input from the user, so in that, for that, and then again displaying the output on the screen, so for that processes input and output symbol is used. So this is the symbol, that is parallelogram, is used to indicate that the statements specified here are used for input and output in a program. Then the decision. Now stands for decision statements in a program where answers are usually yes or no. So there is a like a condition where you have to select between the two options. So either yes or no. So it is represented by this diamond. So decision. So whenever you have a code that indicates that there should be a decision making, so you will use this particular symbol. Then arrows, it shows the relationship between the different shapes. So that is for connecting all the shapes from start, then process, input, output, decision. So arrows, so it can be in any direction. Then on page connector connects the two or more parts of a flowchart which are on the same page. So if you want to connect different parts that are on the same page, then you will be using on page connector. So it is represented by a circle. Off page connector connects two parts of a flowchart which is spread over the two different pages. Means if your flowchart is very big, which does not fit on a single page, and you want to show the flow up to the next from one page to another, then you will use the off page connector. Now this is the symbol that you use for the off page connector. So some guidelines while preparing the flowchart. These are some of the points to keep in mind while developing a flowchart. First, a flowchart can have only one start and one stop symbol. So this is the most important. So it will have only one start and one stop symbol. On page connectors are referred using numbers. So whenever you are using a on page connector, you will specify using a numbers, that is 1, 2, 3. And the off page connectors are referenced using the alphabets. So for off page, you will be using alphabets, that is A, B, C. So whenever you are referring to the flowchart, so when you come across the symbols, so how to identify whether it is an on page or off page? So if it consists of a number, then it is an on page. If it consists of an alphabets, then it is a off page. Then general flow of the process is top to bottom or left to right. So whenever you are designing a flowchart, make sure that your flow is from top to bottom. That is, your start will be at the top and the stop will be at the bottom, or your start will be at the left hand side and it will go to the right hand side. Then arrows should not cross each other. So you have to make sure the arrows should not cross each other, because it may sometimes create a confusion, because if they cross each other. So these are some guidelines when you prepare a flowchart. So we will see some of the examples. So first we will see for the arithmetic operators. So start, so the symbol for the start, then say input number 1, 2 and 3. So since I'm taking an input, I have used that symbol, input number 1, 2 and 3. Then to calculate the sum, so I'm using here the arithmetic operator, that is the plus. So sum is nothing but addition of three numbers. So this is a processing. Then again is the average. So average is nothing but the total, that is sum divided by 3. So here again I'm using a division operation. So it will calculate the average. Then output, sum and average. So again here is the output and then stop. The simple flow where you're using the start stop, the input output and the processing. Simple flowchart. Next, coming to for a decision making, that is determine whether the number is even or odd. So start, input number, so accept a number. If number modulus 2 is equal to 0, means if the number is divisible by 2 or not. So if it is true, that is yes, then output even number, and stop. But if it is false, then output odd number and then go to the stop. So this is how we are used here in decision making. So you can see here start, number. So at this, when the number is accepted, so there is a condition whether it is even or odd. So you have to use this decision making. So if it is true, you perform certain task. If it is false, you perform certain task and then stop. Then display a table for a given number. So start, so just we will consider for the looping. Start, input number, so accept the number whose table you want to display. Say result equal to 0 and I equal to 1. These are some variables I have taken. So if I is less than equal to 10, so what I will do, the number that will be multiplying from 1 up to 10. So here I am giving the condition, so it should be less than 10. So if it is true, so initially what here it is, I is 1, so 1 is less than equal to 10, yes, so true. So your result will be number multiplied by I. So if I say 6, so 6 multiplied by I, that is 6 multiplied by 1 is 6. So the value of result is 6. Then output the result, say 6 will be displayed. Then increment the value of I, so I will be 2. Now check whether 2 is less than 10, yes. So number multiplied by 2, that is 6 2s are 12. Display the result, again increment. So at one stage I value will be 10. So check 10 is less than equal to, yes. Result is 6 multiplied by 10, that is 60. So you will be getting a table of 6, that is 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54 and 60. So displayed 60, increment I. So I equal to 1. That is addition is 1, so it becomes 11. Now check, is 11 less than 10? No, so goes to the false condition, stop. So here we can see after certain finite number of steps it is going to terminate. So this is how you perform your flowcharts and design the algorithm. This is just a pictorial representation of your algorithm. Now these are the links and the books that I have referred for the content. Thank you.